Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Lori Wondra. Lori is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I am Lori Wondra, and thank you for listening. Today, I want to talk about reclaiming childlike magic, remembering wonder in a serious world. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, many of us were quietly taught that magic belongs only in childhood. We were told that adulthood means responsibility, seriousness, planning, productivity, and constant action. We learn to schedule our days, manage obligations, and focus on outcomes. There is nothing wrong with these skills, absolutely nothing. Focus and discipline help us build lives and careers and families, yet something subtle often gets lost in this process. That playful curiosity that once made life feel enchanted, magical, and fun. Children do not experience the world as a list of tasks. I remember my kids coming home from school with planners to help them learn how to keep track of tasks. I also remember being a little sad that this was part of what life was putting in front of them at such a young age. Children experience the world as a living landscape of discovery. A puddle can become an ocean, a cloud becomes a dragon, and a star becomes a wish waiting to be whispered into the night sky. And as adults, we sometimes forget that the sense of magic we once felt was not childish at all. It was a natural state of openness, creativity, intuition, and joy, those pieces that still live inside of us that create openness and expansiveness to wonder about the world. When life becomes too serious, creativity tightens, our thinking becomes narrow and practical. Yet some of the most brilliant ideas, insights, and spiritual awakenings come not from effort, but from moments of wonder. The truth that adulting does not mean to abandon magic. It simply means learning how to weave wonder back into everyday life. I've had so many clients explain dreams to me and say, am I crazy? And all they are is that childhood magic, that wonder, creativity, needing a place to emerge. This myth that we have that adulthood must be serious. Many of us unconsciously believe that if we're not serious, we're not being responsible, that we won't be looked upon as being knowledgeable. Society often celebrates productivity, achievement, and that constant activity while quietly dismissing playfulness as frivolous. We have to remember to play. We have to remember and work at it to care for ourselves. But why is that? Think about some of the most creative moments in human history. Many discoveries and inspirations arrive during states of curiosity, play, or imagination. Artists and inventors and spiritual seekers throughout history have described their breakthrough moments as moments when they allowed themselves to relax, to explore, and to wonder. And children naturally live in this state. They are open. They experiment. They ask questions that adults sometimes stop asking. What if instead of abandoning that childlike energy, we allowed it to coexist with our adult wisdom? We allow that inner child to come out and be seen alongside of the adult person or the adult presence we are. When we combine focus with openness, something beautiful happens. Something magical happens. We become both grounded and imaginative, responsible and playful, practical and inspired. And in that space, life begins to feel magical again. That wishing upon a star gives us the permission to believe. One of the simplest symbols of childhood magic is the idea of wishing upon a star. Standing beneath a night sky reminds us of something vast and mysterious. And for thousands of years, humans have looked upward and felt both humility and possibility. When you whisper a wish to a star, you are not simply hoping the universe will grant it like a cosmic vending machine. You're giving yourself permission to dream. You are acknowledging that possibility exists beyond what you can immediately see. And this act alone can shift the way the mind works. Instead of being locked into practicality and limitations, your imagination begins to open and expand and grow. And imagination is one of the most powerful creative forces we possess as humans. Practice. Children notice everything. They might notice ants on the sidewalk, a butterfly floating through the grass, clouds shaped like dragons, or the sparkle of light in puddles. Try taking a wonder walk. Walk slowly, without a destination. Notice the small things, the leaves, the birds, the sounds. Notice the wind. Ask yourself playful questions like, what story does this tree hold? What story might this tree want to tell me? You may be surprised how quickly your mind softens into curiosity because you haven't forgotten it. It's just there, buried a little bit deeper under all the adult responsibilities. Follow small sparks of joy. Children naturally follow what delights them. Ask yourself, what feels fun? What makes me smile for no reason? And examples might be drawing or coloring, blowing bubbles, flying a kite, watching fireflies. Those are all childlike activities, but we certainly can do those anytime we want. Listening to music, dancing around the room. Magic often returns when we stop trying to be productive and simply play. Let your world become alive again. Children speak to animals, to trees, to clouds, and the moon without hesitation. One of my favorite activities is to ask them, well, as you speak to the animals or the trees, what do they say back to you? Children sense that the world is alive and our energy interacts with all energy. Many ancient spiritual traditions shared this perspective. Indigenous cultures, mystics, and philosophers across time and space have believed that nature carries wisdom and presence. I certainly believe nature carries wisdom and presence and is one of our greatest inspirations as well as teachers. But adults often dismiss these ideas as childish. Yet something meaningful happens when we allow ourselves to reconnect with the living world. You might greet the sunrise. Good morning, sunrise. You're so beautiful. You might thank a tree for shade. Oh, it's so hot out. Thank you for letting me sit beneath your canopy and cool me. You might pause to listen to birds instead of rushing past them. Listen to their communication. I do that and I wonder what they're talking about. What's so exciting for them? What warnings might they be giving to others in their neighborhood? These small moments reconnect us to the feeling that life is interactive, it's responsive, and it's full of quiet mystery. And when we begin noticing the world again, the world begins revealing itself in ways we may have overlooked. Creativity comes from openness because when our minds become rigid with seriousness, creativity struggles to breathe. Creativity does not thrive in pressure alone. It grows in curiosity, play, and openness. It needs to breathe, and this is why many people receive their best ideas while they're out walking, taking a shower, gardening, or just daydreaming. The mind relaxes, and suddenly something new has space to appear. Children live in this state naturally. They explore ideas freely. They invent stories. They imagine possibilities without worrying about whether they are correct. When adults reconnect with that openness, they often rediscover a deeper flow of inspiration. Magic is not the opposite of intelligence or responsibility. Magic is simply imagination meeting awareness. Here's some daily practices that you can follow to connect more to that childlike wonder. You do not need dramatic rituals or ceremonies or elaborate outings to bring magic back into your life. Often it returns through small, quiet habits that take only a moment but shift the way we experience the entire day. For me, it might be watching a hummingbird visit the bird feeder, simply hovering there. The magic in that. Number 1, make a morning wish. Before you start your day, pause for a second and imagine one or more beautiful things that you hope would happen today. It might be a kind conversation, a moment of laughter, an unexpected blessing. This simple act tells your mind that possibility is welcome. Watch the sky. Take a few moments to look at the sky during the day or night. Notice the clouds moving or the stars appearing. The sky reminds us that life is vast. It's always changing. It's never ending. Always new beginnings. And 3, follow curiosity. When something catches your interest, like a bird, a flower, a strange cloud formation, pause, observe it, ponder, be curious. Let curiosity guide you for that moment. Number 4, speak gratitude for something alive. Thank a tree, a pet, the wind, or even sunlight for something it brings into your life at that moment. Gratitude reconnects us with the living environment around us. 5, collect a small treasure. Children often like to collect stones, leaves, feathers, or shells. Pick up something beautiful during your day and keep it as a reminder of the moment you noticed it. Number 6, pause for awe. At least once a day, stop and simply notice something beautiful. It could be light coming through the window, it could be snow falling, or rain, or laughter in a room. Awe expands the heart. Number 7, imagine possibilities. Allow yourself to imagine something wonderful that could happen in the future or today, not as pressure, but as playful possibility. Live in that space of possibilities. Number 8, laugh easily. Children laugh hundreds of times a day. Adults often forget to, but find humor in small moments. Find the humor in life. Number 9, notice synchronicity. Pay attention to meaningful coincidences, unexpected messages, repeated symbols, or perfect timing. That bird that's squawking that gets your attention. The butterfly that floats past you as you're trying to focus on reading. Whether coincidence or something more mysterious, these moments can bring you a sense of connection. And number 10, wish upon a star. At night, step outside if you can. Look up at the sky. Choose a star and whisper a wish. Even if no one hears it but you, the act reminds your heart that wonder still exists. Did you ever look up into the sky at night and wish upon a star? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And when the blazing sun is gone, when the nothing shines upon, then you show your little light. Twinkle, twinkle, all the night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. This is about remembering the magic. The magic of childhood was never really about fairy tales or imaginary creatures. It was about a way of seeing the world. Children approach life with curiosity instead of certainty. They're willing to explore without needing to control every outcome. Sometimes they're fearless. They just go. But as adults, we sometimes become so focused on managing life that we forget to experience the wonder and the magic and the creativity of just being curious. Yet magic is still there. It's still here. It's still around us. We still have access to it. It is in the quiet glow of stars above us. Magic is in the laughter of friends. It's in nature. It's in the small miracles we almost overlook every day. But when we allow ourselves to soften our seriousness, even briefly, something beautiful returns. Creativity opens and joy rises and life begins to feel a little more enchanted again. Sometimes we need a little more enchanted. Sometimes life gets too serious. And perhaps the real secret is this. Magic never left the world. We simply forgot for a little while how to see it. Protect your imagination. One of the biggest differences between childhood and adulthood is that imagination becomes restricted. Imagination, though, is the doorway through which magic re-enters life. Experience your days as long and rich with adventure because they are present. They help you be present. Magic tends to appear when we slow down long enough to see it. I have a practice of being in gratitude to all that I have experienced that day. Seeing clients, speaking, writing, cooking, cuddling with my fur babies, visiting with a friend, simply curling up with a book. My quiet moments through the day when the universe often whispers, it's the most beautiful moments in quiet space. And in the end, bringing childlike magic back into our lives is not about abandoning responsibility, or it's not even about pretending the world is simpler than it is. Life in the world is serious, but it's about remembering that wisdom and wonder can live side by side, that we can be focused and capable adults while still leaving room for curiosity, imagination, and certainly joy. And when we pause long enough to notice the sky, or make a quiet wish, or laugh easily, or marvel at something small, we actually reopen a doorway that was never truly fully closed. We step through the memory of pondering and wonder and magic. Life begins to feel less like a list of obligations and more like an unfolding story we're part of. And in those small moments, when we soften our seriousness and allow openness to return, we rediscover a truth children already know. The world is full of quiet magic, waiting for us to notice it. And I'll leave you with this. Twinkle, twinkle, how you shine, how we ponder who we are. Up above the world so high, crystals, diamonds of the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, blazing light, how I honor who you are. And when the blazing sun is gone and nothing shines upon, then we remember you shine your brilliant light. Twinkle, twinkle, illuminate your brilliant light, and never, ever wonder who you are. I'm Lori Wondra of Your Life Core. Thank you for listening. Be blessed. Peace to all of you.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Lori Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to her monthly newsletter. Lori also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.